I'm curious. This is one of my favorite questions to ask product people. Do you have any like hot takes or unpopular opinions, like in product itself?
Uh, uh, yeah, I have probably a few, like probably everybody has some.
Let's
Uh,
hear them. Yeah.
I would say first of all is this frameworks thing nowadays. It's like, and it's funny because I talk about frameworks every now and then in my channel. So frameworks are great to give you an understanding of maybe how to create a process. But people try to treat frameworks nowadays as science, and there's always like the new framework that is going to help you to solve everything. It's like, no,
Mm,
that doesn't exist. It's like principles, yes, that's the most important thing. But frameworks, they are just not truth, or they're not absolute truth, and they are going to work to a certain degree. And if there will be the perfect framework out there, every single product manager could create successful products. And well, we all know that doesn't happen,
yeah,
even if you
yeah.
stick to the framework, really. Another one is that customers are not always right. And I know that sometimes this is one of the hard conversations sometimes to have with like customer success people or sales people, is that customers might be right in pointing out a problem that is true, and you had to listen and understand that problem. But many times, and this is how we talk in general, like as people, not just customers, is that everybody just comes up with a solution. I need this. But the reality is that my solution or a customer solution doesn't tend to be necessarily the best solution. First of all, they're not product designers, or they're not expert in the field. So I think that is one that we tend sometimes to say that, well, customers are always right. Is that, well, not necessarily. Their problems can be always right, but as a product manager, I had to understand if this is a problem that it's aligned with my vision, if it's a problem that is general enough for my customer base to actually go and solve it. And lastly, I would say one is that although I used to like a lot this product owner title, yeah, I noticed that I don't want to see product owners and product managers in the same company. That's something that for me never works. I don't mind that to have as the title product owner or product manager. For me they are just potato, same thing.
Yeah.
Some people will disagree completely with me on that one, but I don't like when you have both a product owner and a product manager, because then there is this basically one ends up being a project manager for the product manager in a way. So one is the one that really is acting as a product manager. The other one ends up being just a project manager that is just managing tasks, adding them to the backlog, helping the team prioritizing based on what the product manager is saying. Is that, well, that's not a product owner anymore. That's not somebody is managing a product or owning a product. It's somebody just that is managing a backlog, basically. And I see that many times, and some people still like, yes. And I don't know, it's a little bit like when Scrum started. I think that is still quite valid, but the fact that they added that title, everybody thought that that's a separate thing, but the product manager and the product owner can be the same. So they don't have to be different people.
That I love that. I never thought about it that way, and I think I just off the cuff, I tend to agree with that. And what's interesting is it almost makes me think that, and tell me what you think about this. It almost makes me think like if you actually do have the need for a product manager as defined as, what we're used to, and somebody who's going to be a product owner that's sort of helping with the tasks, then you might have too big of a team or workload in that area, and then you should maybe split it up. Like maybe there's just too much there. What do you think?
I agree. I think that for me, that's a sign that either there is a little bit maybe old school company that wants to have like a very hierarchical, how's it called? I don't even know.
Like just like hierarchy? A structure, yeah, hierarchy,
structure.
yeah.
but instead of having and in those cases, sometimes even the PMs belong like to a business unit in a way. I would say that for me, that's a sign that probably the team is very big, and probably also that the PM is very kind of disengaged from the team that is working in a kind of in a separate bubble. The PM only talks with the PO, then the PO is the one that goes and delivers. And that's, for me, that's not a good thing. I think that for me, if you need somebody that takes more like those senior roles, then you have like senior PMs, principal PMs that can be working with maybe several teams and try to align in, okay, what is the strategy for the product? So if you have a big product, I don't know, whatever, Facebook, obviously you're going to have tons of PMs, and then you had to have different levels of PMs that, hey, this PM looks more into the chat, and it's a principal PM that it's kind of working them maybe with 20 PMs under them, and working then, okay, what is going to be in the future, how we're going to improve it, how we're going to take it to mobile, blah, 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 whatever it is. So yeah, I think that there has to be a little bit that hierarchy that you help in enabling this, like, okay, who builds the strategy, or how the team builds the strategy, and then how do you divide the different sides of the product. So the people that owns that side of the product, they can really own it, they can really drive it, and they can bring their views on, hey, what should be the strategy, how we mix and merge with the overall strategy for the product.